All right, I had a note stick here or there, but all in all, that's the arrangement for sort of a very easy jazz guitar silent night. Okay, everyone should recognize that. It's really a very simple melody that you can play in almost in one position. But I'm making a lesson out of it this time just to jazz it up that tiny bit. This is not one that you want to leave a lot of space here. You don't want to have a lot of walking bass lines and chord substitutions going on. But I snuck in a couple sixth chords and seventh chords and a couple little things that might be interesting if you're learning about arranging a simple melody into something a little bit more interesting, a little fuller and maybe different than you're used to hearing. So there's a PDF which you can download. It's just $4. Order it below this, and it's more than just the arrangement, the tabs for this. It's an explanation about going about harmonizing the melody and working out fingerings and stuff. So what I want to focus on in taking this as a lesson in terms of creating an arrangement of your own is that you want to kind of take your arsenal of chords that you have ready and try to fit them to what the melody is, and then you have to sort of play one, decide, hey, does that sound right? Does that speak to the arrangement or to the song that I'm doing? Does it sound right? And a lot of it's trial and error. And first of all, though, you got to have the melody down. And this is a very simple melody for Silent Night, based around the A chord, starting on the 5th to the 6th, and then back down to the 3rd, and that repeats. Then it's up to the 5 chord, and we could play it as E7 here. Okay, and then your high note there. The 5th down to the 3rd, and then you come back to your A, and it's the octave down to the 5th. All right. So when you're thickening up the chords, let's say, you have to always make sure that you've got those melody notes represented in there for sure, so that the melody's coming clear throughout. Now, when starting off, I thought, okay, let's harmonize it in thirds. That's kind of a cool idea. Sounds a little bit kind of traditional Christmassy though, so I said, all right, let's go in the jazz direction a little bit and just try to get some close intervals ringing over one another. Now, that doesn't sound very good, does it? Or, well, it does. A major second like that, when given context, can sound really beautiful. Okay, so there you wind up having it as instead of separating the 5th and 6th, like that. They ring over for a moment, and that really fills out the sound. Then add that little bump of an alternate bass line in there, as you'll see in the arrangement. Okay, I'm playing it really dirge slow right now, but that's, if you've got the PDF, you can be taking a close look along here as to what's going on. I'd like to talk about this 5 chord. Why did I choose this particular voicing? Okay, you can take an E major, an E dominant 7 like this and do it. All right, but this just again sounded a little bit too straight and traditional to me. And I was looking for something that spoke to that lyric, all is calm, all is bright. And I liked the sound of that suspended second chord. And then maybe going down to an E7 like that. And then I just was missing the major 3rd here. It is the 5 chord, so you want to make sure it is kind of coming across as major. And I wound up with this voicing. And I'd never used this voicing before, but it just sort of developed because here I said, okay, look, I don't need the 5th in there necessarily. Let's get the 3rd in. That's a little fuller sounding. So E, the 5th, there's the root again. Then you got your 2nd. Okay, and then you got your 5th up top. You don't need that 5th doubled like this. So then you get... And that's got a really shimmery, calm sound to it. Okay, so that spoke to the lyrics to me. Ta-da! All right, so the grand secrets of arranging. It's just a lot of fun going through this, and I'm just trying to share it with you. So down to this chord here, what the heck is this mess? That wound up just being, instead of coming down to this here, this sounded, again, a little bit maybe too revealing. You know, I wanted to keep it hidden behind a little bit of snow on the silent night here. I'm gonna get all poetic on you here. Okay, and that is explained a little bit more in the PDF. I don't have to go through it here. It is all notes that fit over the E7 and allow a good easy motion here to walk up and get back to the A chord, in this case played as a major 7. I just want to add briefly here that I do offer a 2 DVD set on chord and harmony for guitar, and there are lots of examples. First of all, going through the chords and understanding them, and then a lot of examples also with harmonizing melodies and such. And if you need to expand your vocabulary of chords in order to work on things like this, then I highly recommend that. So, okay, commercial over. So now we are on to, going to move up to the 4 chord. Okay, we came in from here. Can lead in from the note below it. Okay, and this is just a D major 7. All right, and this is where I work in a little substitution, very simple, putting in the 2 chord. Back to the 1. And walking again. Okay, and there are also just some bass note motion. It takes a little practice. You know, get the tab and work through that on, you know, what you're going to be doing here. I want to just talk about what you wind up with here. Okay, over this, what's really a D chord, you're going to wind up for a moment when you move the notes along there over the B too, with this amalgam of notes here. And this is what a lot of people will call quartal harmony, where you're really stacking up fourths. Okay, you could name it a lot of things, but that's used in a few spots in this arrangement. Okay, in order to give a little bit of that modern jazz touch without going overboard. Okay, can be looked at as like sixth chords or quartal harmony, a few different ways of analyzing it, but the important thing is that it adds just a touch of flavor and a different kind of dissonance than just sticking to like a dominant 7th chord with some alterations and then getting back to your 1 chord. Right there, you wind up with that way of creating dissonance, pushing that melody note. Okay, over the 4 chord, you have to wind up with the natural melody note being the raised 4th. All right, and then the last stuff's really easy. This is just, it looks like a big clump of fingers up here. It's just a straight up E7. And then into an inversion. Okay, all explained in the PDF, so you can find, you know, you want to see the exact fingering here a little bit better. You're in the first inversion there, and up on top, we just wind up with the melody notes. We got the dominant 7th down to the 5th, down to the 3rd. And I liked it here because, all right, and that kind of changes the melody from the traditional a little bit, but that's that little nod to, just like I said, easy jazz here. Okay, little nod to the 5 chord, and then back down the 1 chord. Okay, and if you just pick the strings together like that, you're going to wind up getting harmonizations. Okay, and substituting in the 2 chord again, and back to the 1. And repeat. Okay. Now I'll just talk briefly about the last turnaround here, and that's also just a little touch of jazz. When we come from to there, and the second time around, all right, I'm playing this minor third, or the minor 3 chord, all right, so and then this. Okay, now that's an outside sound for sure, because C doesn't show up in the key of A major, but what it is giving us is a chromatic walk down. And so this is probably the jazziest part of the arrangement. Sorry, there. All right, and a little A suspended second there to, again, just do something other than the normal. So I hope that's been interesting to you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for giving us the thumbs up and subscribing. And if you've picked up the arrangement, the PDF, and you're interested in getting the Chord and Harmony DVDs, I'm glad to credit that to you, that $4. And if you also pick up any of our other arrangements, and you've picked up a couple of those small ones, I'll gladly credit those towards the Chord and Harmony DVDs. There's also a link below to an arrangement I did last year for Oh Christmas Tree, which is just maybe a touch further than this in terms of chord motions and stuff. So enough blah blah from me. Happy holidays. Enjoy your holidays wherever you are. Happy, healthy, and safe, and we'll see you here next year.